Hello and welcome back to DLC. I know it's a Wednesday. I know we're missing two blokes from Blighty. Unfortunately, Tim has something else that he has to take care of this week, so you've got me. Now, if you're looking at the time code on this episode and thinking, DLC? Much longer than normal? Well, we don't want to disappoint. So, instead of two blokes from Blighty, I'm sorry it's just me this time, but I have a bumper DLC for you. We're not going to cover one, we're not going to cover two, we're going to cover three games that we've been lucky enough to receive review copies of from our friends over at Game.Press, and I'll thank the developers one by one when I get through to their review. Let's kick it off with a game called Erikstolm, The Stolen Dream. So we're diving into Erikstolm, The Stolen Dream. The developer River End Games sent us the review copy, and we love to get the chance to work with developers and look at games early. So let's share my honest thoughts with you all. So what is Erikstolm, The Stolen Dream? Well, it's a story-driven stealth adventure set in a beautifully realised city that looks like it was pulled straight out of a painting, and the graphics in this game are exceptional. You play as a group of characters caught up in a web of intrigue, betrayal, survival, and the main hook here is the stealth sneaking around guards using shadows, carefully planning your move, but at the real heart of the game is the story and the atmosphere. Think epic story crossed with the stealth of the original Metal Gear Solid series. Now, first off, as I said, the graphics are stunning. River End Games have nailed an exceptional visual style. The environments are packed with details, from flickering lanterns to narrow cobblestone streets. The lighting in particular deserves loads of credit, sets the mood in every scene, whether it's tense or quiet. The character models are expressive, and the animation work makes conversations feel alive instead of stiff. It really sells the world and keeps you immersed. And speaking of immersion, the story itself is fantastic. Without spoiling too much, it's full of twists, layered characters, and emotional beats that actually land. The pacing is tight, pulling you forward without ever feeling like filler. A big part of that is thanks to the voice acting. Every major character feels believable, with performances that carry weight and emotion. Rare to find a game where I actually stop and want to listen to every conversation, as you may have heard in our Mass Effect review, but here I did. Now, let's talk about gameplay. The loop itself is solid. You sneak around, you figure out guard patterns, solve light puzzles, and progress deeper into the story. There's a really good balance between tense stealth sections and more relaxed exploration. The game rewards patience and planning, and when everything clicks, it feels amazing, like you've outsmarted the system. It's fun, it's engaging, and it stays pretty fresh throughout the whole playthrough. I ran into a couple of issues. The core stealth mechanic, while mostly solid, sometimes felt a little bit off. There were moments where I felt like I did everything right. I stayed in the shadows, I timed my movements, I avoided sight lights, and yet I'd still get spotted. Not constantly, but enough that it felt like it stood out. It gave me a feeling that success wasn't always strategy, but sometimes about luck. And during a stealth game, that can sometimes feel frustrating. When the stealth works, it's incredibly satisfying, but when it doesn't, it feels like the game could be punishing you for no reason. Now, that being said, it's not a deal breaker. Most of the time, the mechanics work as intended. Those moments of randomness don't overshadow the experience, but they are noticeable. I just wish there was a little more consistency so that it always felt like my decisions, rather than random dice rolls, were sometimes driving the outcome. Overall, Erikstolm, The Stolen Dream is a fantastic stealth adventure, with some of the best presentation I've seen this year. The story and voice acting alone make it worth checking out, and while the gameplay loop is firing, it's a ton of fun. If you're into narrative-driven stealth experiences, which sounds niche, but I really enjoyed it, this is an easy recommendation with a very small caveat. You may run into the occasional, hold on, was that me? Moment. So check out Erikstolm, The Stolen Dream. I'd strongly recommend it. I think that River End Games have made a really, really fun one here. And I'm really looking forward to see what they do next.
Good morning.
She's gone. Find her.
This isn't about me.
Oh, it's always about you, Hannah, and now you've brought the police here.
They're looking for Herman.
Go after her! Now!
Just wait for me if you can't find me.
Okay.
They will come for you. They will show no mercy, and I'll make sure of it!
Right, so game 2 is completely different to Erikstolm the Stolen Dream. Game 2 is called Autogame Deluxe, and once again, big thanks to our friends Game Press, and this one was developed by Autogame. Let's dive in. So right away, Autogame Deluxe feels like it could have been pulled straight out of Mario Party or WarioWare. It's colourful, it's fast, it is incredibly easy to pick up. You can hand the controller, mouse, keyboard to basically anyone and they'll get it in seconds. What makes it really fun is it is so simple. And it doesn't waste your time with tutorials or complicated mechanics, because when I explain the controller system, you'll understand why it doesn't need them. Gameplay itself is a series of quick, self-contained challenges. Controls feel good. Autogame Deluxe is a game for you and up to 10 friends at once. You evade cops, commuters, and chaos, and you do all of this with a single push of a button. So the only thing that you can do as far as controls in Autogame Deluxe is turn left at a 90-degree angle. You control the car on a static screen with, like I said, up to 10 friends doing exactly the same. The kicker is as time progresses on the level, the screen gets busier and busier and busier. Police cars begin to chase you, reams of traffic come from off screen, oil tankers spill and create environmental hazards, and your goal is to not crash with anything and be the last one alive. The gameplay itself is a quick, self-contained challenge. The controls feel fine and everything responds really well. The presentation is goofy but in a fun way, with bright visuals, bouncy animations and sound effects that keep it really playful. The downside to Autogame Deluxe is after a handful of games you've basically seen it all. There isn't any evolution, no real progression, and the music loops get old pretty fast, but it's fun in short bursts. But it's only a pick up and play minigame. Autogame Deluxe is a kind of game that I think you could pull out at a party and create your own game around. With the player count being so high and so many items being able to be used as controllers, I feel like it's a good one for when you've got a lot of people around and you want to make your own fun and just play something that's super simple, no story, and very easy to pick up. Like I said, the big issue, staying power. Autogame Deluxe is a snack, it's not a meal. It doesn't have the depth or variety to keep you hooked for a long time. Like I said, it's almost like a WarioWare minigame. Doesn't have any surprises, but it's got a lot of replayability. So, Autogame Deluxe is fun. Now, I'm not sure that I can recommend it at its £5 price point at the moment on Steam. If it came out in a sale and you could pick it for a couple of quid or a couple of bucks, I think it's probably good for a good laugh, but it's not a serious time sink. So third and final, we went complete left turn for Autogame Deluxe. See what I did there? And we're going to do it again. Another game, another genre that is totally different to the other two. So, I also played SWAT Commander, a new tactical FPS from Ritual Interactive that's just dropped in early access. And thanks again to Ritual Interactive for the review copy. At its core, SWAT Commander puts you in command of a high-stakes SWAT team. You're ordering your squad, making critical decisions, and jumping straight into intense missions, whether solo or with up to 5 friends in co-op. It's tactical, it's authentic, and honestly, it's really fun if you're willing to get punished. For full disclosure, I played this game entirely solo, so I think my experience could differ slightly if I had some friends to play it with, but I didn't for this playthrough. Visually, this game delivers. The environments, from office blocks to industrial sites to sprawling mansions, feel gritty and lived in. The gear customization is really fun. You've got everything from Kevlar armor, ballistic shields, to lockpick guns and non-lethal options. The gameplay flows well thanks to a slick order queuing system, and teammates react dynamically when they pick up your cues and can adapt when things get really chaotic, and I promise you they will get chaotic. All in all, sharp graphics, solid design, and a really immersive presentation. But let's talk difficulty, because oh my god, SWAT Commander is punishing. Missions demand precision, planning, and perfect timing, and a lot of patience. But it's fun when it clicks. When you mess up, you become Swiss cheese because of your enemy's weapons. But I feel this isn't a terrible thing. The games are restarted very quickly, and you can learn and adapt from your mistakes. The learning curve is steep, and I found myself restarting every single mission I tried much more than once. That being said, with a game like SWAT Commander, this may be the kind of thing that you really want from your game. And if it's punishment and difficult that you enjoy, maybe SWAT Commander is the one for you. Now, keep in mind, this game is early access. The devs already have some ambitious updates lined up. More missions, AI improvement, revamped voice lines, body camera mode, which I'm really looking forward to, PvP matchmaking, and tons more. So while it's a little bit rough around the edges, there's some genuine excitement for where this game is heading. What's awesome about this game is the deep tactical command, the immersive visuals, and epic moments. What's rough? It's a bit punishing at times. This can feel overwhelming and a little bit discouraging. And I think meatier missions, smarter AI, PvP makes all of this very, very promising. So if you like your games incredibly challenging, what you've got here is the core of something really fun, and it gives you loads to work with on your missions. However, if you prefer being able to sit back and put your feet up and enjoy your games in a relaxed setting, maybe give SWAT Commander a miss this time. So to wrap it up, SWAT Commander is fun, demanding, and has loads of potential. I really enjoyed my time during it. If you're into tactical shooters that test your planning and nerves and don't mind getting knocked down a lot, you'll enjoy it. Personally, it was probably a little bit too punishing for me, but I can't help but respect what the game is building up to.
Prepare for detonation.
SWAT Commander. Become part of an elite tactical unit. 6 missions on early access launch. Deploy to 6 different locations with more to come during development. Intervene at a disturbing house, gloomy farm, complex financial center, and more places that need law and order right now. Over 40 weapons and SWAT tools. Select primary and secondary guns, armor, tools, and grenades in your equipment loadout to maintain a tactical edge over the suspects. Employ SWAT procedures to survive every situation. Multiple game modes. Every mission is available in 3 different modes that offer a unique challenge. Bring in perps, rescue hostages, disarm explosives, complete your objectives.
Talk to lead. All devices confirmed disarm.
Available in single player and co-op. Take charge of the SWAT squad as its leader or form one together with up to 5 players in total.
Don't do anything. Your weapon gas. Drop your weapon.
SWAT Commander. Coming to early access on Steam July 31st, 2025.
Outstanding work, entry team.
So, once again, thank you to our friends over at Game.Press, the developers for these 3 games, River End Studios, Boltajan, and Ritual Interactive for the review copies. I really enjoyed my time in all 3 of them, even though they're very varied games. I hope this made up for not having a 2 Blokes from Blighty this week. I hope that you're looking forward to us coming back next week. Sometimes life gets in the way, but we wanted to make sure we gave you some content on a Wednesday as we usually do. Anyway, I've been Joey. Thank you very much for stopping by, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your